Hi.
Good.
Alright, so I got my touch-up paint online, automotivetouchup.com. It was something like that. There's a ground coat, a mid coat, and a top coat because this is a 3-stage paint, pearl, and we're just doing touch-up. Now, I did just like dab one. I haven't put the pearl on that yet. That's just the base coat, and you can see how good that matches. So it is really good. I did put the pearl coat on a couple areas so far. I was waiting for that area to dry. There's a little bit of pearl coat on that, and honestly you don't really see the pearl, but I got a new touch-up gun, so I'm going to mix up some of this ground coat. I'm going to take just a little bit of it, maybe dab in a little bit of a reducer, mix it up so it sprays out nicer. And these window pillars where they're real bad, I already sanded these. I sanded all those other areas. Every time you hear a noise like this, listen, you hear that? It sounds like I'm farting, but if I turn too fast, my gimbal on my camera vibrates. I might as well use it as a fart noise, so it makes my videos funnier. So I already sanded all this. I even sanded those small areas before I put the touch-up on, because I want to make sure this stuff stays, since it's not like a paint with a hardener in it. Some of the bigger areas I did. Now, when I sanded it, I went through to bare metal on some spots, so there's a little bit of self-etching primer on all the spots that I went down to bare metal. Touched that up already. Yeah, the touch-up looks decent. Like, it seriously does. So, there was a big spot right there. Yeah, it doesn't look bad. And I already wiped down all those areas. The car is dirty. I can see a spot where the paint lifted, but it hasn't come off yet, right there. Anyways. So I'm going to mix up some paint in my little touch-up gun, my new one, and I'm going to spray these areas with ground coat. Then you got to give it like 20 minutes, another ground coat or mid coat, and then it comes with a clear. And the clear is not the best. I could mix up some automotive clear and spray on it because it actually has a hardener in it, which would be the better choice. But the base of this paint's already, you know, crap. And it's lifting, so it's really no use in putting the automotive clear on it because the ground paint that's already on there isn't that great. So anyways, I have somebody interested in this car, so I'm trying to get this done today. The wing needs to get on, the radio needs to go on, the under trays I haven't put back on. It's already serviced, you know that. Change the oil and then change the engine. That's the way you're supposed to do it, right?
Right?
And I have a deal coming up tomorrow. I'm trading all these rims, even this bad one. Yeah. See, this is what I got for free. I got a free sticker, and they wrote NR on there for no repair. So that was cool. I only had to drive an hour and a half to get that done. That's fun. This guy has a nice set of ESR wheels with brand new tires on it. Now, they're a square setup. They're not staggered like what these are. These are 9.5 front, 10.5 rear. These are going to be they're going to be 9.5. It's going to be squared. So I'm probably going to need bigger spacers in the back. But the offset's really close, except for the back. Like I said, the back's going to be off. But right now the back has very small spacers. So we can actually have a set here that are deeper that might work. But they're ESR rims and they look really nice. Really, really nice. For $400 plus my wheels, I can get those. That sounds like a deal to me. Now, I hope he's being honest, but he told me like he needs money for medical bills, and he did message me and said, I'm not going to be able to trade. I need the money for the wheels. I said, in that case, I'm out. But then I said, I was thinking this much plus my wheels, just so you know, a figure, because I don't like to throw numbers out there. And he said, well, I was only going to ask like $250 or $300 plus the trade. And I said, my wheels need work, and he wants to build them. He likes building wheels. So I said, well, listen. I said, just without even looking at them right now, I'll offer you $400 plus my wheels. My wheels need work. Plus, you need money for medical bills. So I offered him that, and he's interested. He said that he really needs the money. So hopefully that goes down tomorrow. Anyways, let's mix up some of this paint. I don't know. I hope my reducer mixes. I'm going to use a little bit and mix it and see how it turns out. If it don't turn out good, maybe we won't use it. All right, change of plans. I dumped it into here. It's not as thick as I thought it was. Ha! That's what she said. That doesn't need any reducer. That looks pretty thin as it is. So we're ready to spray. Alright, I'm going to go clean my gun one more time. The clear coat does look like it's thicker, but I'm going to try to spray it. If it fails, then I'll put a little thinner in it, but yeah, we'll try it. It's just touch-up paint. This isn't like real automotive paint. That was my camera. That was the gimbal. But I'm just going to spray this clear on there. Hopefully there's no gases or chemicals get on the paint. Now it works, but I don't know if you noticed it. Look at this. It looks like I have cobwebs all over me. That clear coat, anything that flies away from the main stream dries like instantly and turns into like a cobweb. They're all over the car now. I hope they come off pretty easy. They come off of me really easy, so I'm gonna do a couple more coats like that anyways, and then move on to other things. Well, if this doesn't tell you how bad the paint is, I don't know what will. The masking tape just ripped that off. Oh, great. So now I'm going to sand that spot. I'm not spraying that. I'm just going to do like I did with this. Just use the touch-up paint the way it's supposed to, because what's going to happen is I'm going to mask another area, peel the paint off with the masking tape. So it is what it is. This whole car should be repainted is what should happen. And we just don't have it in our means right now. Oh, now that clear is sticking. That's great. Mint. That is brushed on. That's horrible. No clear yet. Gotta put clear on there. Anyways, let's move on to something different. I don't want to show any more of that. So as you know, mechanically we're good now. New battery in this thing. Fairly new engine. And an oil change. I want to mount this wing, so I got to wipe it. I'm going to use my wax and grease remover. I had this thing parked under pine trees, and it is filthy. Two-sided tape on this. Clean the deck lid. I'm going to probably use some adhesive promoter on the inside of that wing before I put the two-sided tape on. So I'm going to get that off and spray that right now with that Bulldog stuff. I'm going to move the car a little bit forward, and then we'll go from there. Alright, so I wiped it down, used the Bulldog adhesion promoter on here. I got to give it a couple minutes, let that dry. Got this on Amazon, 3M double-sided tape. just gonna run a piece the whole way across here, and then to there, and from there over. And then we're just gonna peel up a little bit on each corner so that the one side still has this red covering on it. That way we can situate the wing, get it where we need to get it, and then while it's sitting on the car still, then we'll start peeling it back from the little piece that we left sticking out. I need to go wipe the car down and move it forward, but we'll get this on here. I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done. Once we get it on the car and get it situated, I don't trust just tape itself, so we're gonna drill maybe 4 holes in this, and we're gonna put pop rivets in it. It's not really, you know, what I want to do. I wish there was mounting points or tabs coming off of this so that you could mount it from the inside, but that's not how this is. This is basically, they just want you to stick this on with 2-sided tape, and it's just, I don't trust that. Alright, that was very simple. That was an easy install. The pop rivets, they look decent like that, and it's definitely not going to go anywhere. Got one over there, one over there, one there, one there. Put some silicone in the hole before I put the rivet in, so that way it goes in with the rivet. Smash it. Hopefully it's got a good seal. Otherwise, there is 2-sided tape right there, which should seal that off. Same with that. Right where the rivet's at is right where the 2-sided tape's at. So that should seal up good. Backup camera, we need to get that. Oh my. So many things, so little time. There it is. Okay, so we're gonna have to take the inside liner off. Hopefully we can get to that. It'd be nice if it just popped down out of the back. I don't think it's going to. Look at that, freaking rust. Pennsylvania for you. Oh, but look at that paint. Look at the sparkle. Oh. Alright, so here's the backup camera. All I'm going to do is start removing all these screws. I'm going to take it all apart, get on the inside, and I bet you there is corrosion in there. Although this does look like it was tampered with before. I could be wrong. But let's get inside this thing and check it out. Just taking the back cover off already. Look at all that corrosion. I don't know if this is coming into focus. That's how the one was on my Sorrento. Now, I gotta get this apart somehow. That should come up out of this housing. But yeah, I need to get this apart, get inside of it, and hopefully clean all this out. I'll show it to you when I get it apart. Alright, so I don't really look for this camera to even work again, but I just dumped a bunch of corrosion out of the inside of this. Look at the inside of that. I had to drill every one of the bolts out because of the corrosion that they just disintegrated. So when I do put this back together, I'm putting it back together with silicone. So that's why I also don't think this is going to work out. The control board on the camera is rusted. The bolts are rusty. I don't even know if they're going to come out, but I mean, I'll give it a good try. Okay. It's not looking too good for this camera. Definitely was not sealed off. That's the main issue. It's got moisture in it and everything just went to crap from there. Alright, so I didn't fully reassemble that because I don't feel like there's a reason to. I'll get in the car, start it up, put it in reverse, and see what happens. Alright, so I threw the other radio in. It's still not even sending the reverse signal. So. And the sound is also not working. What is wrong with this car? Me and the wife are both baffled, okay? This radio works. There's no way I got another bad radio. No sound comes out when I put this in. There has to be some sort of coating or something that integrates with the amplifier. I have no clue. This has me baffled right now. Alright, so here's where I tell you I screwed up. Now, I figured, but third radio not working. I'm like, okay, there's something different with this car. These radios are identical to look at them, but two different part numbers on these radios. Here is the radio from the car. Here is the radio I just got. First off, you can see this, but then right here there's a part number, and this is 96160-2T000CA. This one is 96160-2T500CA. So something on this radio is different than this one. And the plugs are the same and everything. Right here is a noticeable difference. The backs of the radios are different. This is the one out of the car, has an indent right there where the plugs are. This one doesn't. So what we're going to do, instead of me sending this back like I did with all the other ones, I already had this radio completely apart. I'm going to tear it apart again. I'm going to take the display off of this one. I'm going to take the display off the new one. I'm going to put it on my old radio because that's the only thing that's not working on it right now. So hopefully this will fix my touch screens. Now this is a fairly easy job. There's one screw on each side of this. Then use a flathead screwdriver and pry these little tabs up. And as you can see, that comes off like that. Now I'm not changing this whole face because like the power button here is wore off, the chrome's wore off of that. This face is nicer. I'm just going to change the screen, which is right in there. So let me get to that. Alright, so here's the radio I just got. Here is the back of it. As you can see, they look identical. I don't think anything on the screens would be different. I think it's inside the radio that's different. So, to get these off, there's a little pull thing here on each side. Pull them up. Then, you gotta take all these screws out. Let me get that. Alright, so there was 5 screws. Take them out. As you can see, this is loose. That'll come loose as soon as I get that little bit of a ribbon up, which I could probably just do with my fingers because it kind of wraps around the connector. Now, right out with it. So swap this over and do the opposite. Make sure that this tab is up. Just push it in. Just force it. It'll go in. Let me get it. I'm just gonna, maybe I need a little lube. Ah, there she be. I didn't even need any. I just need a little bit more force. Yeah, baby! Yeah. It's not the way you're supposed to do it. So put all these little screws back in place, screw them down, pop the face on. Same with this ribbon connector. Pull up on this. Comes up and out. Shove it in there. Oh. Get it down nice and snug and then push the connector down. Let me get this back together and we'll throw it in the car and see how it works. Now I'm horrible with electronics, but swapping parts out, I can do that. So let's throw this in and see how it works. Now I'll tell you right now, these touch screens on these radios, they suck. Each one I had, you had to push really hard on it for them to work. As long as it's working, so that's always a plus already. The touchscreen works. So we fixed that issue. We're gonna roll with this radio. I can program my phone and try the Bluetooth now. Alright, so paired my phone. That worked. We should be able to play music through the stereo now. Anyways, that's good. Throwing this back in. Backup camera, I asked the person that's interested in this, supposed to come look today. I said, if you want the backup camera, it's this much. I'll put it in if you want it, but that's going to make the price this much. It's $135. I told him $150 I'd put it in. Definitely needs a backup camera. That's what's wrong with it. So they said they're not worried about it. So we're just going to throw the old one back in there just to fill the hole. And if they want a backup camera later on, we can put one in. But I need to get this thing up and get the under trays on. Alright, so these trays have been sitting in the garage for how long now? We need to get them up underneath the car. Everything's looking good. No leaks or anything like that. There's some spider webs. That's nice. That probably came from the junkyard. They can have those with it. I'm just going to slap these trays back in, and we're going to send her. It's raining out, so no car wash scene. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I know you was really looking forward to it. So my battery died on my camera, and I didn't get to finish the end of that, but you guys know what the Kia looks like. It's done. It's out of here. I need to get the wheels off this because I have to run in an hour to go get new wheels for this. Yay! So if you like this video, smash that like button. Consider subscribing. Hit that dislike button if your mom wants to collaborate on a rim job. And we'll see you on the next episode on Wrecked.
When I throw it, you're supposed to go get it.
Where'd he go? He's right here. Where's your sister? I can't even find your sister half the time.